Is desperate for more space at the Hamilton County Justice Center, and he has an eye on a property that used to house more than 800 inmates. 9 on Your Side's Allie Kramer just spoke with him and joins us live now with the latest. Allie?
Good afternoon, Tamika. Yeah, we just left the Hamilton County Justice Center right downtown, and we spoke with Sheriff Jim Neal about how many inmates he has right now. 1422. That's the number of inmates, and that's 182 more than the jail really can hold right now. 25 inmates are also at the Butler County Jail. They have been housing inmates there for several months now after he declared a state of emergency back in June. So we said, bottom line, what do you need? He says, he tells us he needs more space, and says he is seriously considering trying to reopen the Queensgate facility that used to house inmates about 10 years ago. He says that he toured the facility about a few months ago. He's working with the Department of Corrections and county commissioners, that is, to determine, what is it really going to cost to be able to reopen that facility. Again, talking about that Queensgate facility, 119 beds that were left behind inside were just moved out and moved to the Hamilton County Justice Center. The additional beds helped Sheriff Neal transform all possible cells into double bunks. Now, to also reduce overcrowding, the sheriff purchased 90 plastic boats, as they're called, or they're stackable beds. The sheriff can keep the inmates on these portable beds in the center of the pods when they have access to a restroom. There's another problem. So he had to take about $200,000 out of his own budget to reinstall nearly 30 toilets. He says he's still sending those 25 inmates, as I mentioned, to the Butler County Jail. The cost, he says, mimics what he would have to spend to keep them here in Hamilton County. But Sheriff Neal says that the biggest problem is that a significant number of the inmates that he has right here at this time are violent offenders who stay for a very long time.
As far as violent offenders, we will house anywhere from, we're fluctuating between 70 and 80 murderers. In the Hamilton County Jail, we have one offender that's been already served 1,690 days here in the county jail on a murder charge. The average stay for an offender in the Hamilton County Jail is 132 days.
So here's a misconception. When inmates or suspects are convicted and sentenced, a lot of times people think that they go to prisons. That's not the case. He holds inmates that have been sentenced, and that's why they're serving those longer sentences in the Hamilton County Justice Center rather than going to prison. And he says that those numbers come July are going to skyrocket because there are changes in the Ohio legislature that will keep more inmates serving their sentences here in the county rather than being taken to the prisons. And here's an interesting fact. I said, what in the world? You're looking into this. You guys are considering the Queensgate facility. How much are we looking at? He says that's why they're going in there. It hasn't been touched in nearly 10 years. He says it looks just the same as it did when they walked out of there back in 2008. The price tag just to purchase the facility and the property sits at about $1 million. So certainly a high price tag there. A story we're going to continue to follow on Not on Your Side. Reporting live, Tamika, back to you.